Hey, what's up? Appreciate you clicking on the video. I'm going to be doing a review of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. If you want to stick around for that, that'd be absolutely amazing. And I'm going to ask you to like, comment, share this video, all that sort of good jazz. Anyway, we're getting to it right now. Hey guys, how's it going? I have to say, I was really impressed with this game at the beginning. That's how I'm going to start this review off. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for clicking and watching as much as you possibly can, as long as I keep it interesting for you. All right, so first off, I want to get into like the game itself, right? So I'm talking about like finesse, like the way that the development kind of took a stance on this. I think it is absolutely beautiful as far as graphically. It is astounding. There's intricacies that are really good. They do a good job of immersing you in a world that is amazing. I really enjoy it. Graphically looking amazing. It's got good audio. There are parts of it that just that make you feel really well, feel really good, feel enjoyable. Storyline is intriguing. Characters have personalities and have good acting. Overall, fantastic. It's really great. I really enjoyed it. And like, I'm drawing out the longest but in the entire history of ever. But all I can say is that as I was playing this and as I was progressing through levels, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I enjoyed the literal heck out of it. Every new part. So in a lot of games, you'll get a story that goes about halfway through, and then all of a sudden it kind of just drops off, that you're kind of doing the same thing or just going through the motions again and battling the next boss. This game does a really good job of giving you different things that happen. So like as you progress through the story, new abilities happen. Well, a lot of them, they'll end about maybe a quarter of the way, halfway through of learning new things. And then they'll just say, okay, now use the abilities you know and keep going. This game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, goes through and gives you abilities all the way up until the end. Whether that's wall running or double jumping or, I don't know, force push, force pull, being able to have your little BD droid go up a zip line or down a zip line, or what else happens? There's the saber, and then there's the double saber, and then there's new stuff that happens on top of that as far as different abilities and different attacks that you can use. And then there's the whole progression system of actually leveling up your person. You get XP, and then you're able to do stuff that's more comprehensive to being a Jedi, I guess, if that's how you want to being a Jedi. And then moving on from this, so it keeps you engaged, it keeps you going with the entire story and everything. And I think they did a really good job of making sure that the intensity level of the fights and things you needed to do was really high. Like it's not something you can just walk through. There is a difficulty that you can set it to that I actually had to revert to once I got to the last fight, because it was just so difficult. It was just really difficult. And I got a little into like a little spot, and I just couldn't get out of it. So then I just decided, you know what? Forget it. I just want to get through this part, and I want to see what happens. It happens at the very end of my playthrough that you can find here on YouTube if you want to. I guess I'll throw a card up for part 1 if you want to go through. It is 28 episodes long, so it could be a little bit of an endeavor if you want to get all the way through it, but it shows my entire journey throughout the entire game. So back to what I was going through at the beginning of this video was that it is a beautiful game. The story is fantastic. The characters are intriguing. The story development is pretty good. There are a couple of pieces that kind of just seem thrown in there, like as a side story or type thing, like Kashyyyk. The entire Kashyyyk world just seemed like its own entity that just kind of fizzled into nothing. It was like you were a passerby in an events that were happening, and then you helped those, events transpire, move along, and maybe there was more there that I didn't actually get to see or witness in my playthrough because I just kept going main mission, but I never really noticed anything for like a side mission, or at least it was not shown very well to me that there was a side mission. I figured this was just a story, and then I was getting through the story. So with that, all these things, all these upsides and everything are absolutely fantastic until we get to the very, very end of the story. The second that the whole thing is completely done and our whole quest that has been going on this entire time, it gets completely turned upside down and disheveled and terrible, and that really put a big damper on the entire thing for me. So I'm about to go into super spoilers, super spoilers. Obviously, I kind of just threw one out there. I'll put the title of this as having spoilers, just so you know. But so what happens in this story is you have a Jedi who went through Order 66, a Jedi Padawan who went through Order 66, who actually had his master killed during the Order 66, and when it happened. So this takes place between movies 3, Revenge of the Sith, and movie 4, New Hope, when all the Jedis were starting to get killed and then went into hiding. And so this young kid was on a battle cruiser training, and then actually he and his master get an escape pod and escape to the Earth. That's the best way I can really put it. They escape to a planet down below, and basically the kid, his name is Cal, who's the main character, the protagonist of this story, goes into hiding and is working for the Empire while trying to still hone his Jedi abilities without really having a mentor or anybody to really learn off of. He is trying to make himself better and skillful without necessarily having proper training. He and his friend are working in a scrapyard. They get rounded up to be interrogated that they're looking for Jedi, and Cal gets discovered to be a Jedi and is gracefully saved by 2 companions in their ship. One who is very, very serious, former Jedi master, who later we find out is troublesome with the dark side, and then the hilarious, absolutely brilliant work that is the captain. And tell you the truth, their names escape me right now, but anyway. You have that as a basis, and the whole storyline is trying to figure out how they're going to bring about the Jedi. Or Cal kind of gets moved into the mission that the captain and the former Jedi Master have, that are trying to start a new Jedi Order, and it's just so funny to me that this entire game, the entire thing plays out that you are striving to get this holocron that has a list of all the Jedi that you discover after like raiding through these tombs and doing puzzle quests and all that sort of stuff. After doing all of that, you do all these puzzle quests, you get these little pieces, you get new abilities, you fight these enemies, you do all this stuff, all of it. We get to the final part. We've defeated a guy who was looking for the inevitable power that resided in one of the tombs. You beat him. You get this key to a tomb that was on the first planet that you went to. So then you go back to the first planet. You get in the key and you go in to this spot, and it reveals to you this holocron. This holocron's a list of young kids. Don't ask me how this story plays out. I'll get that in a sec. Or I'll give you my conundrum in my head on what this is. Maybe someone can explain it down in the comments. That's fine. But you go to this ancient ruined tomb, and you unlock it, and it gives you a holocron, which is a list of people who have Jedi abilities or can manipulate the Force, or the Force can use them, or something along those lines, however you want to put it. They're potential Jedis, right? That eventually gets stolen by your arch nemesis, or the antagonist of this series, the former Padawan of the Jedi Master. It's a convoluted story. It's okay. You can probably watch the series to actually understand it. So, and then you go and battle them, you get the holocron back, you get it back to your ship, and then Cal sits there and goes, this is my biggest problem with the entire thing. Cal sits there and goes, we should let the Force determine whether if you hadn't done all this stuff to get the key, to get the holocron and everything, you didn't need to destroy. He goes ahead and destroys the holocron. right? He destroys the list that this whole entire game has been used for. Now, okay, so there's like multiple things running through my head right now. So there is a big deal with trying to emit a story into the Star Wars universe that doesn't break the canon that has been produced with other stuff. To try and fit stuff that's entertaining and good that doesn't break the mold of what was happening or what did happen, or the series, how the series played out, right? So if you come back and say, well, this young Cal Jedi guy decided to make a new Jedi Order, well, how does that fit in between 3 and 4? Because 4 is desolate. The Jedi are an old religion that never existed, and it's basically just magic. It's just humdrum in a story. It's not real. And that's the whole point of like Luke finding Obi-Wan, old Ben Kenobi? Old Ben Kenobi? That guy? Yeah, he tells him like, look, the Jedi were a real thing, and I was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, lightsaber real. Oh my gosh. Like, that's the whole thing of 4, right? So you can't have Cal, who's in between 3 and 4, start this Jedi Order and make something happen with how the story goes. So I understand how you plug it in to make sure, but it's just like the entire story, the entire thing that you were doing is for nothing. It's not like at one point Cal, who had this thing going at a certain part of the universe, gets squished by the Empire, right? It's like the good guys win, and like, why couldn't the bad guys win? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if the bad guys win in that case, you're fine, but you turned the good guy into the bad guy by like his own volition. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's what stuck with me through this whole entire thing. Is it's really rough. So anyway, former spoiler alert on that, but I'm trying to remember what the other thing was that I was just talking about a minute ago. You know what? Neither here nor there. This video's gone on for this movie. Hello, you're in a movie. It's a real production. You know what I'm saying? This has gone on a little bit longer than needed to. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up right now. Absolutely love your beautiful face. If you've made it to this part of the movie. Why do I keep saying movie? Why do I have movie on the brain? It's probably because this game is like a movie. Anyway, appreciate it. Absolutely love you. Think about hitting a like button, hitting a comment if you want to. I know it's for the YouTube algorithm, that sort of stuff, but I actually tell you the truth. I think watch time is the biggest thing that helps. A like does go a little bit of the way, but a watch time really helps a lot more. So I really appreciate you sticking it out all the way here. I got some other content that's popping up somewhere around here on this channel. Think about hitting one of those. That would be super fantastic of you. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Hope you enjoy it. I'm out of here. Till later. Bye. See you guys. So totally, while ranting about the entire game, I totally forgot to give it a rating on a scale of 10. So for these are my thoughts on the rating. So for visual, for audio, for the feel that you get, for actually, in the words of IGN, they make you feel like a Jedi. Whoa, what's the point of the game? So for visuals, for audio, for the immersiveness of the story, I give this a very high rating just due to the fact that I really enjoy single player games. So I'm gonna sit here and say that it is a 9.2 on my scale. I know that that's usually really, really high. Overall, I thought it was really great. I would have given it even higher, probably like a 9.5 if that ending hadn't happened. I would have been much. So, another spoiler alert right here. If Darth Vader comes in, squishes Cal, and then destroys the holocron instead of like trying to use the holocron, like maybe they have a fight, and in the middle of the fight, somehow the holocron gets destroyed or lost forever or something like that, that would have been much more enjoyable in my eyes. Like even if they escaped and got through, or continued on or something like that, or I don't know. I'm not sure what you have. He uses the Force to kill the holocron instead of giving it to Vader or something. But like Vader is shown to be an excellent power comparative to the small Jedi Knight that Cal is. So I have to say that the ending of the story just didn't sit well with me. But overall, the game is absolutely fantastic. I do wish the combat was a little bit better. Instead of so defensive, you could have the option to do something more aggressive. But you get punished if you're aggressive in this mode. And I guess that makes sense because Jedi, that sort of thing. I'm rambling again. I'll see you later. Bye.